Welcome back to my channel. In this presentation, you'll be seeing the residences at 1428 Brickell.
The ultimate goal for architecture is to build collective dreams. It was not the developer and the architects. It was a team working together in one project.
Our project is really something thinking around people. Miami has become better and better. And for that reason, many people now, they are thinking maybe Miami is my city, maybe Miami is my place, and establish something for life.
This project was developed exclusively around the resident, for the family that's going to live there. Years of research and analysis and study to truly understand how people want to live. Peeling back layers and exposing a balance and a freedom necessary to live a life full of profound moments.
It is an opportunity to be in the street that is the address in Miami. And that gateway aspect warrants a building that has a presence in the skyline. There are many buildings on Brickell that are striking, that are geometric, angular, orthogonal. But in this case, the inspiration was nature, that the forms were fluid as if they were shaped by the wind. And as the building rises to the skies, it starts tapering, creating a moment in the skyline that is unique.
When you come home with landscape at least greeting you on the ground floor, you should feel like you're connected to the environment, connected to nature, and have a sense that you're part of the ecosystem.
We needed to build up a sequence of arrival that was very different. We used the drop-off as a first layer of privacy, and then again layering different level of access to your home. You really feel that the tower is yours. There is a lot of old secrets in order to work out marbles in some way, how to combine different materials, how to make them possible, livable, maintainable. Details like, for example, the grooving in the marbles, the treatment of surfaces, how we play with the vein of the travertine is quite something. It's very unique.
You're able to cross the threshold, take a brief sigh, and know that you arrived somewhere different. It's really all-encompassing and surrounding. There's no detail left untouched or that hasn't been thought about, so that you're really enveloped in everything that is the luxury of 1428 Brickell.
It's not formal. It's not a definition of a style. It's more definition of the quotidianity, how you really use the space. It's just an answer of life. It's something gives to you the feeling of home. It's a completely different approach.
We obsessively sought to create a home built around your family. Every idea was examined and challenged and improved upon in order to create an ultra-luxe and ultra-livable building. This dialogue then between a private family lifestyle, the architecture, and nature. A place where your children and their children will be proud to call home.
Welcome back, everyone. Today I'm excited of a new building that's being built in an iconic street in Miami known as Brickell. And I have Jennifer with us here to describe this new building that's just launched. So what that means for you, if you're watching this now or maybe later, this is a building that definitely has all the bells and whistles that buyers are looking for. And it's positioned right on Brickell Avenue in Miami. So I'm gonna let Jennifer take over and show her screen and give us more information. You guys know that you click below, you can request an appointment with Jennifer and I, and we'll go into more details on questions you have or what's available in inventory. So, Jennifer?
Thank you, Bibi. Thanks for the introduction, and thank you to everybody who will be watching this. And we want to welcome you to the residences at 1428 Brickell. As you mentioned, Bibi, this building is a pre-construction building we just launched 2 weeks ago at most, and it is definitely the right time for you to introduce this beautiful building to your clients. And we are going to be located on one of the most prominent avenues of all of Miami, which is Brickell Avenue, as you mentioned. So the name is the address, 1428 Brickell, and it is, you'll see what a fabulous building it is. And although these are renderings, I think you'll be able to appreciate how the details and the craftsmanship even shines through in a rendering. Notice how, you have all these beautiful different materials that they're using. The curved glass in the entrance, the bronze inlays, the curves in the stone, the beautiful stone on the podium. We even have a botanical garden that buffers our building from Brickell Avenue. And of course, there's an elevated entrance as well with a guard gate. Now, I talk about this first rendering, and it is important because it really sets the tone for the style of this building. And one of the most important things that I think that you will see is that we truly have a continuous design throughout the property. And I'll touch on that as we go along. So every great residence is desired for its address, and 1428 Brickell will be that address for Brickell Avenue. I truly believe we are bringing back that old school charm, that elegance, that luxury back to Brickell with this beautiful building. And as you mentioned, it has all the bells and whistles, and it's truly, going to be your own private sanctuary within this urban corridor. I hope that later you can talk to your viewers about everything that is going on in Brickell and this area. We are very lucky to sell this neighborhood because it is the financial epicenter of the United States, without a doubt. And every day we're seeing more and more, all of these companies, all of these different businesses and, corporations that are moving completely down to this area of Miami, within walking distance from here. The good news is about Brickell Avenue is that, in this location, you'll be able to walk everywhere, including from our beautiful building, 1428 Brickell. You can have a beautiful walk if you walk south from here under tree-lined streets, or you can walk towards the north to everything that Brickell has to offer. Besides, of course, all of the business and everything that happens in this area. You have all of the luxury shopping. You have all of the best restaurants. You have everything at your fingertips within walking distance. So that is important. And of course, maybe you can touch on it more. And when we have individual presentations, we'll get into more of the Brickell neighborhood if your clients don't know about it. Every residence in this building faces direct east. So although it's a 70-story tower, I have to tell you that we only have 189, just 189 luxury residences. There are no one bedrooms in this building. You have 2 bedrooms, 2 plus dens, 3 plus dens, and 4 plus dens, ranging anywhere from 1,800 square feet to over 4,000 square feet. So they are nice sizes. People are looking for space. And I think we really discovered that during the pandemic, that people really, wanted more space and spent more time at home, worked from home. So these truly are like single family homes, but within a building. And you'll see that even in the floor plans and the finishes and the details. You'll see the details of this building are more of the type of details that you would find in a single family home.
So there's 70 floors?
70 floors. So it's
Beautiful.
A tall building, but it's very boutique because there's only 189 residences.
Right.
And our penthouse collection goes past 10,000 square feet. Okay. But we have, a residence for everyone here. They all come completely finished. And we'll get into what that entails shortly. You're looking at a price range anywhere from $2.4 million to over $40 million. But again, They are larger residences and completely finished with the finest finishes. So here's the building right here. Your viewing corridor is amazing. Can you see it?
Yeah, beautiful. And I have it right here too, guys.
Right, you have that on your background. So that is the building. Notice the curves in the building. It's almost like the wind created these curves, and we'll see that. This is our beautiful lobby. It's a double-heighted lobby. And now we're going to talk a little bit more about that continuous design that I mentioned. You know, I talked to you about the stone that you saw, even in the exteriors, the bronze on the ceilings. So if you drive in through the valet area, you have this beautiful bronze outside and even inside. It will follow you throughout the building. That beautiful botanical garden, it's almost like it's also in your lobby. You have a lot of nature-like elements throughout this property, and you'll see that as we go along. But this lobby is amazing. We were lucky enough, Bibi, to be, and I talk about this because I think it really shows who this developer is and the passion he has for this building. But we were all sent to Italy by YTech. The head of YTech is Yamal Yirios, and we were all sent to Italy to visit all of these showrooms. We met the architects, and we really got to experience the details of this building. The finishes that we're going to be using are truly like in no other building. So our developer is YTech. It's headed by Yamal Yirios, and he's been a developer now for over 16 years and has over $2 billion in developments and investments throughout Florida and Texas, but is really in over 25 sub-markets. This will be his iconic luxury building here in Miami, and the team that he has assembled to create this, to bring this vision to life is really bar none. No other property has this type of team working under them. So
this is family. This builder here has chosen this particular architect to work on this product.
Correct, and we're going to get into who they are. Well, I could say it now as well. So you see them here on the screen with Mr. Yirios, and they are Antonio Citterio and Patricia Leal of ACPV Architects. And not only are they the lead architects, but they are the lead designers of the entire property, not just the exteriors, but the interiors, which is what brings me to talk about this slide that we're looking at here. And I'll say this briefly, but you know, it really, throughout the 20 years that I've been selling pre-construction, I had never thought about it this way, but it totally makes sense. Here at 1428 Brickell, we are truly going to have one total concept design. And what do I mean by that? Most developers in all of the buildings I have sold especially, will hire an architect. Then they'll hire a different interior designer. Then they'll hire someone else to do the kitchen cabinetry. So you don't always have that fluidity to the design of the building. Here, you will see that you will have that beautiful, seamless, and continuous design throughout the property because of our architects being one and the same with the designers. So they, and their look is absolutely fantastic. And we're going to talk about everything that they're doing here. It's almost like a wish list will be checked off for you as we go along with what you would want in a residence. Mm-hmm. A lot of research went into this, BB, because over the past 5 years or so, they have visited over 250 luxury developments and hotels throughout the world, interviewed countless architects, and that is how they chose the team that we have assembled here. And another great thing about all of that research is that they truly implemented all of the best ideas into this building. What worked, what didn't work, how do we create these unparalleled living experiences for the owners? And thanks to all of that research, I think that you're going to see, and your viewers are going to see, what we are saying is absolutely the case. From the floor plans to the amenities that are much more like extensions of your home than they are just a typical amenity in the building. Now, look at this beautiful lobby at dusk. The furniture that you'll see in all of the common areas is quite important. Now that I've already mentioned Antonio Citterio and Patricia Real, Antonio Citterio is not only, again, designing these beautiful common areas and handpicked all of the finishes for the residences, but he's also the lead designer for this furniture brand that you will find in the common areas throughout the property, and that is called Max Alto. And Max Alto is an Italian brand. It is the high-end brand of B&B Italia. You may have heard of that brand.
Yes.
But Max Alto is the super high-end brand, and usually you find that type of furniture, that brand of furniture, I should say, in Aman hotels and
Ultra luxe properties.
correct,
Five,
ultra
six
luxe
stars,
properties,
6 stars,
exactly. So that's what you're going to find here. Now we'll talk more in detail again about Antonio Citterio and Patricia Bayal, and they truly take a holistic approach to how they design. They design around the buyer, around the owner, around the person that's going to live in these residences. And, you know, and they are, by the way, the largest design firm in all of Milan. They have a huge following, an amazing reputation, have won countless awards throughout Europe, of course, but also in the Middle East, Asia, North America, and have many, many great professionals working under them. As I mentioned, we visited their headquarters and it was fantastic. And here are some of their properties that they were also the lead designers for and architects. Arte Surfside, which I'm sure you've heard of. You're looking at properties there anywhere from $10 million and up easily. Their latest Bulgari Hotel, because they were the designers for all of them, but this is their latest one, the Bulgari Hotel in Shanghai, La Bella Vita in Taiwan, the Mandarin in Milan, and countless other properties. But one of the things I noticed about this slide is that no two properties look alike. So not only do they create these designs based around the families that will live in these residences, but they also create the design of the building to really be part of the ecosystem in whatever city that they are in. So no two properties look alike, which is, I think, quite interesting. These are some of the other Bulgari hotels. Now, we are
a lot of sophistication and detail, like very
100%.
detail.
And that is a very good adjective for this building. It's very sophisticated, but at the same time, it's casual because it's a place where you're going to want to live and not get tired of the look or it be too, it's a building that you're really going to feel like it is your own private sanctuary and your own home. It's a very homey feeling. But whoever, the saying, if you know, you know, this is that type of building. If you know, you know. Now, the local architect of record is Arquitectonica. We already talked about Antonio Citterio and Patricia Bayal of ACP, the architects. They're based out of Italy. So in order for this design to be implemented well here in Miami, with them being in Italy, we hired the best architects here in Miami, which is Arquitectonica, and they are going to implement their design for the building here in Miami. So imagine what a dream team that is. Most of the time, as you know, Bibi, most developers only hire Arquitectonica.
Yeah.
Here we have this dream team. Our construction company is Moriarty and Associates. So, much more of why this team is so strong. All of our finishes are from Italy. We visited every single one of these showrooms, and I can't tell you enough of how beautiful they were. Arc Linea is the brand of kitchens that you're going to find in 99% of the building, 99% of the residences, I should say. And this kitchen company has been around for over 30 years in Italy, but Antonio Citterio is custom designing a line for 1428 Brickell with Arc Linea. So even that will be custom. The penthouse caliber residences and the owner's chef's dining room will have a Vaselli kitchen. And Vaselli, I love this story, is a family-owned company for over 100 years now, and they only build 12 kitchens a year. And that's because they get one slab of marble, one block of marble, and they create a kitchen, including the cabinets, out of one slab of marble. So they only do 12 of these per year, and it is, it is a very, very unique thing to be able to say we will have here. Antolini is where all the flooring is coming from. As I mentioned, the residences all come finished. So each one of these residences will have these beautiful travertine marble floors And then to separate the marble, you have bronze inlays in between each slab of marble. So very mid-century, very, very beautiful design. Remedicio is one of the nicest showrooms I think I've ever been to in my life. And every residence here, except the 2 bedrooms, you will be able to enclose your kitchens with this gorgeous glass enclosures.
That's beautiful.
That, you could see through, but it's a mysterious look, very sexy. You open them or you close them if you're cooking in the kitchen and you want to close off your kitchen from the rest of the apartment. If you have guests there, you can do so, but it's also a beautiful feature. Again, these are features, as I mentioned at the beginning, that you would find in homes, not in a condominium.
Correct.
And really, you've never even seen this in any home either, but definitely not in a condo. And then you have the gorgeous bamboo stone that you will find in the common areas, and that is from a brand in Italy called Salvatore. This rendering here, I think, is so fabulous. You really appreciate the curves here in the building and the how the balconies. It's almost like the wind created these curves. You have the details in the podium. One of the most important things, Bibi, about this building is that we are the first residential luxury high-end building in the world that will be partially powered by the sun. And what do I mean by that?
That's what has me on my seat, because
we are ahead of our time with this. Because I could tell you that in the next 10 years, I bet you this is going to be a requirement.
Yeah.
So what that means is that we are going to have a solar backbone. We are integrating 500 panels of photovoltaic glass into the western facade of the building. And thanks to that, we are saving more than 4,700 tons of CO2 from being emitted into the atmosphere per year. So that is, even magazines that normally don't feature pre-construction are all talking about us because of this detail. And of course, the beautiful building that it is. But then you add these type of things, it really sets us apart from everyone else. I love this rendering.
Beautiful.
The presence on Brickell Avenue. Again, you have the elevation from Brickell Avenue, and then that lobby is double heighted.
Amazing.
So it's look how small the person looks walking by here.
And the car compared to the face of the entrance.
Correct.
Cool.
Again, the entrance, guard gated entrance. I mentioned that earlier, but I'll repeat it again. It's very much like a home, very private. We have 80,000 square feet of amenities just for 189 residences. And I keep repeating the amount of residences because, it's although it's a tall high rise, it's a very boutique-like feeling in this building. And then the amenities, again, are more like extensions of your home.
Correct.
And this slide, I'm going to skip over. It talks more about the entrance and the different areas to valet park. By the way, every residence here comes with minimum of 2 parking spaces up to 6. And you have 2 areas to be able to valet park your car. You have your main valet area, but you also have a second private air-conditioned valet parking area where you can disembark and take your time. And, it's nice to have 2 different sections to be able to valet park, and take your time and have your car waiting for you. It's very much like a carport, but the concierge service here, you'll find that it's really going to work very well here. Again,
so the person can park their own car if they want.
As of right now, it is just valet.
But
there's 2 different areas to valet park, your main valet and your second private air-conditioned disembarking area for valet. And remember, there's not a lot of residences here, so that valet system will really work. And the concierge system is going to be very efficient. So your car will be ready for you when you need it, and it's just going to be a nice, great experience. So here's that beautiful buffer that buffers us from Brickell, the mail room. All of these areas are just gorgeous. Your lobby, this is where the amenities begin. Back here, you have a beautiful library lounge. Later, you can review the Dropbox because we have all of these renderings. We have over 38 renderings of the building. Also, the lobby is where the pet spa will be with grooming services, dog walking. We even have a bicycle storage area. They'll service your bike if you're running low on air on your tires. They'll put the air before going out for a bike ride. And of course, you'll also have a very, fully trained staff, security, porter service, doorman, bellman service, all of that.
So as far as like for services, is there gonna be like I know there's a spa for pets. Is there gonna be like a spa or a center for the residents?
Oh yes, and we'll get into that. That's on the top half of the building. And by the way, the services, even in your lobby, in the library lounge, if you want to grab a coffee or a tea or grab a glass of champagne before walking to dinner at nighttime, you'll be able to do that. There'll be a full bar there. There's even a culinary fare that they'll serve in different sections of the building, including the library lounge. This is the floor plan of the lobby. Another great thing about this building, and they've really thought of everything, is that there are 8 elevator banks in this building for only 189 residences. So 2 elevators arrive at each residence, at each private foyer. You have 2 elevators that arrive to each private foyer. Usually, as you know, you may have a private foyer, but you only have 1 elevator and the door opens either one way or the other way. Here, 2 elevators arrive at your residence. 7th floor is the resort deck. And the resort deck is fantastic because, of course, you have an amazing, beautiful pool. This pool is 3,000 square feet, cabanas, service throughout the day at the pool, beverage service, culinary service. But this area is truly dedicated to families, okay? This is the 7th floor. And you'll notice in the list of what they describe here for the resort deck, everything that has to do with children's interactive playground and creativity room, children's learning center, cinema room for scheduled programming, teen sports simulator. So other buildings talk about having a kids room and then you open the door and there's 1 book on the floor. This is truly dedicated to families. You even can have private parties. So here's that floor plan. You have the beautiful pool area, again, amazing cabanas, service at the pool. This is a great pavilion where you can have a private party or use any of these pavilions as well. Children's splash pad. You have different areas to sit outside publicly or more privately, as you see here, the separations. Mm-hmm. And then all of that Imaginarium center is all inside. Nice. But it's really, they'll have different programming for kids, teenagers. This is also where the cinema room will be. So that's the resort deck. Now actually before that, on the 10th floor, you have 2 Antonio Citterio designed guest suites.
I love that.
That's fantastic. Yes, because
there's no other building in Brickell that has the guest suites.
No.
That's mostly seen more like in other buildings up more north.
Correct. And I got to tell you, it's nice because if you have family coming to visit you, they don't necessarily have to stay in your apartment or a hotel. You can reserve one of these guest suites for them. And again, all designed by Antonio Citterio. Now the rest of the amenities. You asked me about a spa. So now we are at the 66th floor, and this is the Wellness Club. So the Wellness Club is 10,000 square feet of a beautiful gym and spa. Here, this rendering is your yoga pavilion, absolutely fantastic. Now you have the floor plan. So here's where that yoga pavilion is in the floor plan, where you can have the yoga outside or yoga inside or private yoga. There's a beauty salon and barber shop here. His spa, her spa, couple spa with hot and cold plunge pools and treatment rooms. Here you have a golf simulator, an area for high intensity training, HIIT training. And then all of this section is Techno Gym, which I did not know was also Italian. We were at their flagship store when we were in Italy. And then of course you have different areas to sit as you wait for a spa treatment, but that's the 66th floor. So imagine your beautiful, your gorgeous views from up here. And the fact that they, created these amenities way up there rather than have penthouses, let's say at the top of the building. Mm-hmm. This is one of my favorite renderings. This is the 67th floor Owners Club. And in the Owners Club, you have an amazing wine cellar where each owner will have their own wine locker where they could store up to 40 bottles of wine. There'll also be a crafts cocktail bar here, a wine sommelier. So if you're having dinner at the chef's dining room, which is also at this level, you'll have a chef's dining room here with one of the Brickell kitchens that they only build 12 of them per year. You can have, wine first from one of your, grab one of your bottles from your locker and then have dinner in the chef's dining room. If you walk up the stairs or take the elevator, this is where you will have, if you want to have private meetings, or if you have a conference, or if you want to work out of the private offices, this is also where you're going to be able to work. If you're an owner, work out of the owner's club. And the staircases that you see here, although you can't maybe see them well in these renderings, they are Antonio Citterio designed staircases, which, by the way, I didn't mention this before, but 25% of the building will be two-story residences with those gorgeous staircases. So here's the floor plan of the 67th floor owners club. Again, it's 2 stories, okay? Lastly, as far as amenities go, is our 70th floor, and that is where the second pool will be. The second pool will be. You'll also have an atrium garden up here. This is the rooftop observatory deck, and it's 2 stories. You'll also have service throughout the day here, beverage service, culinary fare, and a beautiful bar out here. And again, a gorgeous atrium garden. So all of those nature-like aspects follow you throughout the building.
And this pool faces east or west?
The one at the 70th floor is southwest, and the one on the 7th floor faces west.
Okay, good.
Yes. Look at this rendering. This is one of the penthouse caliber residences, but the finishes come in all of the residences. So this is a gorgeous travertine marble with the bronze inlays, and that's not grout. Those are bronze inlays. It almost makes it look like if they're wood planks. Of course, this is a larger staircase where it's the focal point of this residence, but it's almost it's like a sculptural art piece. Beautiful. Look at the remedicio glass that I was talking about earlier.
So this particular rendering is for what property?
For ours, it's an H floor plan, and it's a larger one. It's almost 7,000 square feet. But still, you have that same detail, those same type of finishes. All of the ceiling heights in this building are either minimum of 11 feet or 12 feet, depending on what floor you're on, or some that are open 30 feet to below, like what you'll see here, Look at the curves, again, that I mentioned in the exterior. Now you also have them in your residence. There's only one column here, and then you have another column outside. You don't have columns obstructing your views. Again, high ceilings. The beautiful inlays, even in your windows, match the rest of what you'll see.
Wall-to-wall windows, beautiful.
Wall-to-wall, beautiful. This is the Brickell kitchen. This is all marble, all Gaggenau appliances here. This is the Artlinia kitchen that I absolutely love. Very contemporary, very beautiful. By the way, every residence here has double ovens, side-by-side refrigerator, freezer, 2 sinks. So you can rinse your fruit or vegetables here, and then they could drain, because you have like a grill thing here where it drains into the sink, and then you can move it over with the grooves that you have in the countertop. Okay, beautiful kitchens. Again, the remedicio glass enclosure, I love that feature. Huge, expansive terraces. Our minimum depth on our terraces is 12 feet. We have some that are over 40 feet wide. Summer kitchens in every single residence.
Very private, the way that it's been. I mean, what I'm seeing is very private balconies compared to like having like your neighbor. Like it's very, like you said,
very private.
Very private.
And again, summer kitchens, even in your 2 bedrooms. And here you'll really be able to enjoy cooking outside because of how big these terraces are. Your views from your bedrooms.
And this will be ready by when? What is the?
So we have a temporary sales gallery on site at 1428 Brickell. There's an existing building here that will be knocked down next year, June or July, and then construction will start shortly thereafter. So let's say construction starts September of 2023. This building will be ready by the end of 2026. But
26.
remember, it's a tall tower, all finished interiors. So here you have the ensuite from your master bedroom, 2 sinks, his and her sinks, his and her smart toilets, dual shower heads, double door entry, even to come in into the master bath.
Spectacular bathroom.
And then the floor plans, I think we'll be able to get into them more with your clients on an individual
Correct.
Zoom or in person. And, I know you're the expert here in studying floor plans and representing the best buildings. But I have to tell you, this one is special, Bibi, because, the minimum square footage here is 1,800 square feet. This is and I don't include terrace. That's
So something like
interior.
this, right? Something like this.
Yes.
What will we starting in price point?
So this is a good question. It's a 2+ den, 3 baths, great floor plan, big terrace, the 2 elevators that arrive at your private foyer. And this is the one that starts from 2.4 million, but there are no low floors here. The lowest floor is 10th floor is where the residences start, or 11. So this residence, the 2+ den, we have 2 lines that mirror themselves, the A line that mirror themselves. But look at this, just to show you a couple more. This is a 2-story, 2-bedroom. That's 2,314 square feet. Of course, you have that same beautiful staircase, not as large, but you have that same Antonio Citterio design staircase, design closets. When I say finishes, it's all your flooring, your closets, your lighting, your wall covering. It's ready for you to put in your curtains or however you want to, finish your windows with the window treatments.
At the window.
So all of these things really are quite nice. And again, with only the highest end finishes. Okay, so this residence here is a 2-story. And then we even have, I'll show you one more floor plan. We even have flow-through residences.
Oh, spectacular.
Yeah, this is a 3-bedroom, 3.5 bath, plus a den residence. And not only do you have an eastern-facing balcony, but you have a western-facing balcony. And
Right.
since it's a corner residence, you have either views towards the south or north, because this one is on each corner. And that's the 3-bedroom, 3.5 bath, plus a den residence. That's almost 2,800 square feet. And I only am talking about interior square footage, not the balconies, okay?
Right. Yeah, I see that. It's
Okay.
the exterior area, which is almost 1,000 square feet.
Yeah, the terrace, you mean?
Yes.
Yes, that's
Spectacular.
977 square. I mean, this terrace on the
Spectacular.
western side, on
Yeah.
the Sunset Terrace, we'll call it, is almost
Spectacular.
16 feet deep by 48 feet wide.
Very well thought through about space.
Everything. It's a checklist. I'm telling you, even small details like your washer and dryer is not a closet that you walk, that you can't even walk into. These are rooms. Look at it here, a utility room with even a sink next to your washer and dryer. Every residence, every single one, besides the double door entry, you have dry storage compartments in your foyer. So if you have dry cleaning or bags and don't really have time to put it away in your residence, you can use those dry storage compartments at your leisure. You have cement in between each residence instead of drywall in between each residence where you can hear the neighbors. It's complete cement walls in between each residence. So these are all features that it's important that you recorded this today, because this is really a building that warrants a presentation. Because there's so many
this is just, guys, this is just a little taste. Obviously,
yes.
presentation, you click below, you can call me, we'll schedule something one-on-one. You have very particular questions regarding this. As far as like, if someone owns here or has a second home, where does it come into, like, price per square footage for the association?
Okay, so the maintenance fee is $1.60 a square foot, which I think is quite good for again having 80,000 square feet of amenities and so few apartments.
Okay.
But you asked me the average price per square foot of the building. Our residences started around $1,330 a square foot. So we have upwards to over some that are up to 2,000 a square foot. So the average is 1,700. Now remember, that comes completely finished. So every detail is taken care of for you except your furniture.
Except the furniture, correct. And as far as, and I think that a lot of people, always ask for rental purposes. This is more like a primary second home. What are the restrictions as far as, can they rent once a year, twice a year?
6 months minimum is the rental restriction.
Okay,
Yes.
perfect. Okay, that's perfect. Now, if you're a viewer, I'll be doing this in Spanish, of course, for a lot of other countries that speak Spanish. So you can look out for that video. I'll put the link below in the description box. But this is spectacular building. I think now you said the H line. Where's the H line that you mentioned? Is that on the higher floors?
Yeah, that's a penthouse caliber residence, and
Okay,
2-story, and that's the renderings that you saw.
beautiful.
And I have, and when you check the Dropbox, there's a lot more renderings. But this
Of
residence
those.
is almost 7,000 square feet,
Spectacular
and
house.
it's a house.
In the air. It's a house in the air.
Correct. And it's beautifully done, like everything else here in this building. So
And
definitely.
how many of those you have in the whole entire building?
3.
Three H.
Correct.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, I think we've pretty much covered everything. If you guys want more information, what you can do is basically, like I said, reach out to me and I'll go ahead and make your appointment, and we'll go ahead and schedule Jennifer and I to go over details and go over what's in inventory. But thank you for joining us today. And again, feel free to text me, call me, or just book your appointment. Thank you so much for watching.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe to my channel.